Hi, Aries-taurus. Welcome, welcome, welcome to your Timeless Love Tarot reading. My name is Gabrielle, and you are tuned in here to Cusp of Roses, where we do timeless general tarot readings for all 12 cusp zodiac signs, every new and full moon, and every zodiac season for the time being. I thank you guys so much for tuning in, for being here with me in this moment. Whenever you find this is when it's truly meant for you. Keep in mind, this is again a timeless and general tarot message, so only really take what resonates with you. If it doesn't connect now, that doesn't mean it won't connect later down the road. So if this live repopulates in your feed, make sure you tune in again, because some of the messages that come out during this reading might actually benefit you a couple months down the line. All right, it's pretty typical here at Cusp of Roses, so just keep that in mind. Now, I am feeling called to the sacral chakra for you, Aries-taurus, if I can find it. Yes. For your chakra incense. Okay, so a lot of desire, a lot of emotion, a lot of feels, okay? Some of this feeling can be really intense for you, especially with Jupiter being in your cusp energy over the next year or so. So we'll dig a little deeper into that when we get into the channeled message. But I'm going to go ahead and light this incense. I'm then going to sound my singing bowl 1 to 3 times, depending on how I intuitively feel guided to. And then we'll get into our channeled messages and then see what the cards have to say. Hi, Carly. Thanks for being here, love. Welcome, welcome to the reading. I appreciate your presence. Let's go ahead and get into this, all right? Okay. All right. Hi, Queen Tiki. Thanks for being here, love. Yes, let's hope we can get you guys some clarity if it is needed. Now, I do feel inclined to say, and I think I might start saying this before every reading just to kind of help you guys. If there is a particular situation or question that you might have, I'm always, well, maybe not always, but I am available for personal readings. You can book that on my website, cuspofroses.com. That direct booking link is in my description box below. But as a general rule of thumb, even if you're not necessarily tuning into my channel, you can hold whatever question you have or something you want to know in your heart space and then kind of meditate on it before you start whatever reading you're watching, especially here on my channel. And then see if you can intuitively pick up on whatever answer the divine has for you in the messages that come out, okay? So that is in general how I kind of set up these readings. And again, it's in the disclaimer that this is just a tool to help you all sharpen your own intuition and your own connection to source, okay? By just listening, tuning in, and kind of picking up on what is for you and what isn't. So I hope that that is clear, and I hope that that maybe helps for some of you guys that tune in, okay? Make sure you do hit that subscribe button if you enjoy this reading or want to tune in and join me for my other live readings that I'll be doing for the remainder of this week and well into next week, okay? I will be posting the schedule if you're watching this live with me for everything after the 11th soon, okay? I'm going to try to do at least a week out if I can. All right. But here, Divine, thank you so much for connecting me to Aries-taurus cusp energy and my Aries-taurus placements and my soul tribe just hanging out with me and tuning in. What do I need to be aware of prior to this reading? Prior to this reading here for Aries, Taurus, what do I need to be aware of in love and romance? Okay, I just heard heat. Heat, hot. So you could be seemingly in heat, okay? Kind of how like a dog would be in heat. You could definitely be having some sort of kundalini activations. For those of you that do not know what kundalini energy is, make sure you do your Googles, okay? But very bare bone, it is a coil of energy at the root of your spine or the base of your spine. So think root chakra. That through your ascension work, through your healing, through your meditation, through really tuning in and tapping in with source, and through certain activations that are probably destined for you to experience, that kundalini energy, that coil will rise up through your spinal chakras, which are the 7 main chakras we'll talk about here on my channel, okay? And ideally, when you reach enlightenment, that kundalini hits your crown chakra, okay? So for some of you, I definitely feel maybe your kundalini is risen into your sacral. Maybe it's just super active in your sacral chakra right now. So that can definitely bring about a lot of sexuality or sexual expression, creativity. You guys could be really in creative flow right now, or there is a very, very strong desire to connect with someone specifically. Whether this is, I just heard pheromones. Okay. So maybe you've caught the smell, the scent of someone here, Aries, Taurus. And it's just kind of like activating that kundalini energy within you. Someone could have gotten some of your pheromones under their nose and they're having a kundalini awakening from it. Potent frequency, and just, how could I even say that? It's almost like a very carnal, animalistic type of vibration that I kind of feel with you. Definitely with the sacral chakra, your sensual center, right? So sensuality isn't just about sex and physical touch. It is about gaining a lot of pleasure from your eyesight and through taste and smell and all of the other senses, right? And sound, especially for some of you. Yeah, I just feel a lot of heat in my sacral. So yeah, clearly we were guided to that incense for a reason. Yeah, because partnership. Okay, some of you guys, this could even be like a biological clock that might be ticking, seemingly, because that's just a phrase, and right, the universe can perform miracles. But maybe there is this overwhelming urge and desire for partnership, for connection, for finding your person, right? Or building a life with someone where it's almost a very primal part of you that's like being activated. Do you know what I mean? Just that primal need for companionship, that primal need to engage with other people, to have village, to have community. I kind of feel like, though, Aries Taurus, it's a specific person. It feels almost, you know how we spoke about the arrow? You being the arrow in your astrology read? It's almost like that arrow is pointed towards someone. All energy centers are like gearing you towards somebody specifically here. So a partnership values stability, emotional integrity, shared goals, and purpose. Enjoy the beauty of this bond while you are building your future together. So maybe some of you guys are building a life, a lifestyle, a future with someone, or this is just the desire, because I really do feel like we're sitting in your sacral chakra right now. To help balance that energy out, of course, you can check out the chakra healing playlist I've curated for you guys, linked in the description box below. You can also, of course, Google and YouTube all of the sacral chakra meditations that are available. There are guided ones. There's sacral chakra yoga if you guys are into that. A lot of things that you can do to activate that energy center. You can also do it by eating a lot of orange foods, wearing the color orange, carrying orange crystals around with you, or looking into what crystals help activate that sacral chakra, okay? Because that's where you guys are sitting. It's just pure desire. Pure carnal, primal desire, okay? And something needs to be honored. So I'm kind of seeing the 5 of Wands. Some of you might be fighting this energy a little bit, like not wanting to fully get engulfed in your desires. Almost feeling like there's another part of you that wants to take over. It's kind of like if you got like a beast in the cage and it's like the beast is getting out. And some of you are like, no, 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 no. Keep it locked. Don't let it out. But, you know, if it's flowing in that direction, what I'll say is you might want to let the beast out the cage, but responsibly, right? Protect yourself. Okay. Do your due diligence. But at the end of the day, I think you really do desire partnership. I think you're at a point in your life where you're really starting to think about, who do I want to build a future with? And if you don't necessarily have anybody specific in mind, I feel like there's an ideal profile, I guess, that you might have. Like, well, they could maybe do this, or they would have to believe in this, or think like this, or move like that. I think you guys are either fleshing that out, or you have that in your heart, and I just heard it's coming. So it's, well, take that how take that how it resonates with all this sacral chakra. But it's on its way here, Aries Taurus. Anything else, divine, that I need to know prior to this love reading for Aries Taurus energies? Anything I need to know? Yeah, vulnerability. So whatever this is, the desire is making you very vulnerable, and maybe that's what you're fighting. Maybe, Aries Taurus, you have not allowed yourself to be vulnerable in this way. Maybe this is this whole idea of partnership and building a future with someone is something that you've kind of pushed off to the side, or shrugged off, or maybe even full-blown said it's not for you because it makes you too vulnerable. The idea of having to share your life with someone might scare you a little bit, and that is totally normal, natural, and very human, especially in today's world. Okay? But I think, again, at the same time I'm saying that, I do feel like there is this very pure part of you, Aries Taurus, that wants to be vulnerable, that wants to have an open heart, that wants to be open emotionally. But I think it's a matter of being received in the right way. So maybe you've had a bout of experiences here, Aries Taurus, where your raw emotional essence and energy has been mistaken for aggression, for anger, for passive aggressiveness, or disrespect, or all the other words I could throw on it, right? Misunderstood. I think your emotional body and your emotional energy has at the very least been misunderstood by a lot of people that you care about, Aries Taurus, or that you've wanted these types of partnership and relationship dynamics with. Just not understanding where you're coming from, or not being able to get past the fire, not being able to kind of like hear you and receive it without saying, oh my gosh, Aries, turn it down. Yeah, some of you might be more on the Aries side. Some of you might be on the Taurus side, because my Taurus puppy is barking his little butt off right now, if you can hear him. Yeah, so that might be the beast that wants to get out of the cage. And it's calling for you to let it out. So I do get, though, that there is this fear of being misinterpreted, fear of not being received the right way. That makes you clam up a little bit, or makes you, again, keep all of that beautiful, raw emotional essence kind of to yourself. So maybe what you're looking for is someone that you can be emotionally vulnerable and safe with. I think that's a big, big thing for you, especially because, again, you're in your sacral chakra. It is the foundation. It's one of the 3 foundational chakras along the spine. It needs safety, right? So that's pulling you into your root chakra a little bit. So focusing in on your lower chakras here, Aries Taurus, could definitely help you sort through whatever blockages might be there. But this is what it is. I want a partnership where I get to be vulnerable. I don't have to hold things in. I don't have to walk on eggshells. I don't necessarily have to dim myself down or tone it down, because whomever I'm in this partnership with gets it. So they don't take the passion, they don't take the energy as, oh gosh, whoa, too much, too much. So maybe here, Aries Taurus, this might even just benefit you. Whomever this partner is, they may need to have strong fire placements. Because in my studies and just in knowing relationships and being in and out and, knowing people, observing people, learning about it all, typically fire signs do need support from other fire signs. it is kind of hard for other elements to tolerate and or to fully understand fiery energy. Because it's just either too intense, it's too hot, it's too loud, too bright sometimes, right? It causes too much commotion, it destroys too much, or it heats up things too much. It's just sometimes I think the word too much is just what has been placed on you a lot. So if you are in the business or the realm or the market for looking for a partner, and you do happen to get to know their sign or just kind of know that natal chart about them, if they have some really strong positive fire placements, I think that will benefit you, especially if it's like a fire moon. That could actually be helpful in this vulnerability and in this partnership, because they'll definitely get it. Like, they'll get it, right? It won't be too much because they're going to be just as intense emotionally. So just a little drop in the bucket. You don't have to necessarily be that way, but that might be beneficial for you too. Yeah, romance. I know that's right. Okay. That's what you're ready for, Aries Taurus. I do get that and I am picking up on a masculine energy that really wants to express themselves romantically, but fears it's too much. Or it has been told, oh my gosh, you just laid on so thick, or like, oh, it overwhelms the people that they've either been with in the past or have pursued in that way. So there's this kind of learned behavior of taming that, or toning, again, watering that down to not scare people that they really care about or that they're interested in away. Yet, why do I feel like, though, for those of you that where that resonates, I do feel like you are going to come across somebody, especially with partnership and vulnerability, who will be able to withstand the heat. Do you know what I mean? Because they're either very fiery themselves, and it's almost like they don't settle for anything less. So it's like, yeah, bring on the intensity. I'm here for it. Or it's almost like a moth to the flame type of thing, where they just love you in that energy regardless, right? It doesn't scare them away. It actually attracts them in. So a little bit of that there. Yeah, warm embrace. Look at that. Warmth and heat, okay? So let's get into some direct energies here. Hi, Herbal Angel. Thanks for being here, love. Yeah, spot on again, Carly. Oh, I'm glad. Hi, Passion Dawn. Thanks for being here. Another 420 birthday. That is just, I'm telling you, that is just the birthday for Aries Taurus. So many 420s out here. Hey, not mad at it. What a wonderful day to be born on, right? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Passion Dawn, I appreciate you tuning in, love. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into this. Because here's what I'll say. That fiery energy, that intensity, it has to be expressed, love. You can't not be yourself. You can't not be yourself. You gotta let that out. Because I feel like it's backed up. It's like pent up so much that it's gonna break loose eventually. And you might be far better off like you unlocking that cage, as opposed to the beast within just breaking through the bars and wreaking havoc. Which it won't be havoc, but still. There's a sense of wanting to control it, or there is a way where you can kind of like release it from a space of awareness, as opposed to it blindsiding you. Like, where is all of this coming from? I can't even control it. I just have to go. Like, integrate it a little bit, right? Make peace with that is a very, again, I'll say it, primal, right? A very primal part of you that has to be acknowledged. It has to be, okay? For you to feel free and for you to really be healthy, okay? Okay. Overall health, all 7 chakras, all right? So let's get into this. Thank you so much, Divine, again, for connecting me here to my Aries Taurus cusp and placement energies. What direct messages in love and romance does Aries Taurus need to be aware of in the now moment? And what did I say? Yin and yang. Okay? Like I said, you have a partner. You have somebody who balances you out. And here's another thing that I want to say. Balance isn't always opposites. I think it's a very linear way of thinking of balance. Balance can also be like energy. That's what I feel for you. Yin and yang isn't always two opposites coming together, although, you know, that's kind of the polarity, the dark and the light and all of that. Yeah, but in your specific case, Aries Taurus, this feels like, again, I'll read it. Meet your spiritual other half. You both reflect the innermost parts of each other emotionally and spiritually. You are the reflection of this person as they are of you. So in order to reflect, like, think about it. If fire is looking in the mirror, it's not going to see water. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to see air. It's not going to see earth. If fire is looking in the mirror, it's going to see fire. That's the yin and yang. It's just the aspects of fire, feminine fire, masculine fire. And I'm really wanting to say fire just because I don't know why. I get that a lot of you just might be in your fiery Aries energy. Again, Jupiter is also in your cusp sign. Okay, so all of that fire, all of that innate raw power that you guys hold, expanding, pulsing, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, which I do feel like for some of y'all is attracting this spiritual other half. Now, I don't necessarily believe in having halves or like you being a half of something. You are a whole being. You will meet another whole that complements you. Okay, but again, words are powerful. So that's just one of my little tidbits there to kind of help out. But yeah, you do have a yin and yang. And that's what it is. Thank you, Divine. It's yin and yang in the sense of masculine, feminine, not necessarily opposites attract. If I hope I'm making sense on that. It's more or less, yeah, you seeing yourself in someone as opposed to, oh, we're two things that are nothing alike and then we just find love. Like, I don't think that that's necessarily this love story that I'm tapped into. Okay. Tell me a little bit more, Divine. What else does Aries Taurus need to know when it comes to love and romance? What did I say? The pursuit. This is specifically for a masculine energy, not the whole thing, but this particular, whatever comes out under this, that is specifically for a masculine, because I feel like they have been highly misunderstood with how they approach love. Or it's just they've gone towards, I don't want to say the wrong people, but they've either just been taught to not be authentic when it comes to how they pursue love, that they should do it this way and not that way. When how they naturally feel it's best for them to do and what really makes them feel alive and well and healthy and in alignment and moving in the right direction. Like, I think it's a feeling. That's what you got to get back to. Butterflies, yeah. And come on now, look at Spirit. Enjoy the overwhelming excitement and bliss on new or old love. The overwhelming excitement. It's almost like Spirit wants you to be overwhelmed by your desire. And I think you are going to connect with someone here who doesn't mind being overwhelmed in their desire either, and or in that pursuit, in that passion, in that fiery energy. So to pursue love means to act with intention and purpose. Appreciate the generous acts of those that we desire and that desire us. So maybe that's where the lack has been. I don't think the pursual style here has been appreciated. It's been critiqued. It's been maybe picked apart. It's been downplayed. It's been negated. Like, you know, I think it's been kind of like, whatever. But here comes someone yin and yang who will appreciate the pursuit, appreciate the acts from an intentional space, things done with a sense of purpose. And that's what it is. So this is for some of y'all, new or old love. Okay, take it how it resonates, but there's butterflies here. And not the butterflies that's actually like anxiety. Like, not those. These are the warm and fuzzy, good feeling butterflies. The ones that are like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, that might even send a little chill down your spine. So Kundalini energy, here we go again. Very much so present. Make sure you guys do your research if you have not heard of it, okay? Because we can go on and on about that. But yeah, this person gives you butterflies. So I am hearing Butterflies by Michael Jackson. That's a beautiful song. Maybe that's a song that means something here to you. Maybe that's a song that comes to mind when you think of this person. Because again, some of you are arrows literally pointed towards this person, whether you're aware of that or not. It's like what Jupiter is gifting you, this yin and yang dynamic, because I think you've been misunderstood in love for long enough here, Aries Taurus, and it's time for you to have a very powerful love experience that helps solidify who you are and kind of reassures that that natural instinct, natural, lovely, beautiful energy you carry is welcomed, is appreciated, is needed, and valued, where I just don't think that's been affirmed for you in the right ways. Okay. So there's that bottom. Well, now listen to me here. If this is old love, Aries Taurus, and again, if you do not want anybody from your past, then I am not talking to you, love. Okay, love you, love you. But for those of you where you're like, no, I know it's this past person, or I know that it's this person I used to have this thing with, whatever the case may be, proposal at the bottom of the deck would say that, yeah, more, look at how, okay, look at spirit. There is a desire, that's your key word here. There is a desire to take this connection to the next level. Are you ready? Okay. So the butterflies will be mutual. This will not be a situation where it's like cat and mouse. And here's what I'll say, even with your energy, Aries Taurus, I don't really think you mind the chase. I don't really think you do. I just think if the chase isn't purposeful, like if it's just chasing to chase, I think you're kind of off of that. You don't mind putting in the effort. You don't mind doing the work. You don't mind showing up in that energy or kind of like letting it be known that you like somebody or that you're into them, or you know what I mean? Like you're sending the signals, you doing what you do, but if it's just a constant, like I'm running and I'm running and I'm running and I'm not getting anywhere, I think that's what's coming to an end here. And maybe with the help of this Lionsgate portal, which just happened, if you're watching this here live or watching this a little later, in the moment that I'm streaming this, that energy or this energy that we're still kind of under, okay, could be closing out that type of love story for you. Where like the new love story is balance, yin and yang, is appreciation in the pursuit and the energy and the effort, and a mutual giddiness almost. So again, it's not just you feeling all the butterflies and feeling all like, ooh, you know what I mean? It's this person too. And then that gets to expand between you two, which I will say, Aries Taurus, will lead to a lot of fun for both you and this person. Okay, a lot of fun, because that energy can only magnify, right? Just like a wildfire, it can only get larger and larger and larger and bigger and broader and more. There's really no limit. Okay, so that's kind of exciting. But yeah, if this is like an old energy, Aries Taurus, it could just be that realization that it's like, okay, yeah, no, this is the person I do want to go to the next level with. Again, like it said in your pre-shuffle, building a future is heavily in what you desire out of love right now. Yeah. All right. And I feel, again, inclined to say that I think when we hear the word vulnerability, we automatically think kind of like sad emotions, where your vulnerability here is the intensity. I think you've learned to dial that back so much, to try to not rub people the wrong way, scare people off, you know what I mean? But this is a situation where no, it's turn it all the way up, like let it all the way out. It's necessary and it's needed in this particular yin and yang connection. So let's see who this is. Thank you so much, Divine, for this beautiful energy for Aries Taurus. Who are they in this yin and yang energy with? Who do they have this yin and yang dynamic with, Divine? Now, thank you, Spirit. Y'all see how the cards just be falling out right on what we're focused. Exactly. So clearly a Pisces or someone who has a strong Pisces placement. Because these are both Pisces, Aries energy. So maybe this person is born on the Pisces, Aries cusp. Excuse me. Ooh. I got like an air bubble in my throat chakra. Ooh. Okay. Something with the throat chakra there. They could also... Maybe they also have a Taurus placement, but Taurus rules the throat chakra, so you could be a little hesitant to acknowledge this or say this. The Hangman and the Queen of Wands. I mean, that's straight and to the point. With the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Could also be a Virgo or someone who has a strong Virgo placement or a lot of 6th house energy. So fire could be in their 6th house. Not that you just kind of know everybody's natal chart, but just in case. Yeah. Some of you, especially because this says new or old love, some of you are seeing someone from your past in a very different light. This Queen of Wands, Pisces, Aries energy. You're seeing this Queen of Wands in a very, very different light. Where maybe the thought was here, Aries Taurus, that me and this Queen of Wands are too much alike. So how would that work out? Because again, somebody here, or maybe a lot of y'all, were operating under this understanding of like opposites. I have to find my opposite. I have to find someone who can like, you know, balance me out. So if I'm all fire and earth and I need water and air and you know what I mean? Like, I think some of you have been operating under that sense of compatibility when in fact, what you're actually meant for is someone who matches you in element. Okay. Now, yes, Pisces Aries has that watery aspect to it. So again, but here's the earth. So this person is definitely single right now. Oh. Now, mind you, the Queen of Wands could be anyone, regardless of gender, okay? But with the Nine of Pentacles and the Hangman, why do I kind of feel like, Aries Taurus, you might have passed judgment on this Queen of Wands? Because the Queen of Wands can often get a bad rap for being promiscuous or, you know, players in their own right, and they just have people dripping all over them, and oh, I'm sure they're talking to like 7 different people at one time. And that's not actually the case, because we're talking about court energy, okay? The King and the Queen of Wands, and y'all will hear me say this all the time, because I am going to stick beside my fire energies, okay? The King and Queen of Wands, yes, a lot of people might be attracted to them because they are attractive, okay? Regardless of what they look like, they have an attractive aura. A lot of people are going to be drawn to them like a moth to the flame. Does that mean that the King and Queen of Wands entertains every single person that's into them? Absolutely not. Why? Because they're mastering their energy. They know how to read people. They know how to read the room. They definitely know how to read body language and read between the lines. So if you're not in alignment, they're not going to do it. They're the king and the queen for a reason. They're crowned for a reason. That means crown chakra. They have a certain level of awareness around the power of the element that they hold, which is fire, spiritual energy. So maybe in a different mindset and a different time here, especially if this is past love for you, Aries Taurus, you might have passed judgment on this Queen of Wands thinking that they were something that they were not. when actually they're the Nine of Pentacles, very independent. Do you know what I mean? Very focused on building themselves and having their own, and not necessarily spreading themselves thin. Do you know what I mean? I do get that there's an air of mystery to this person. So again, I just think you either judged off of appearance, judged off of maybe what other people were saying. I'm seeing like the Page of Swords. So there could have been a lot of chatter around this Queen of Wands, like who they were and what do they do and who they hang out with and how do they get that. And it's like all the while they're minding their business in the Nine of Pentacles. Like I just heard whatever story, it wasn't true. So some of y'all maybe heard a lot of stories about this Queen of Wands that were very false, completely fabricated. But because it's a Queen of Wands, it's easy to believe. Do you know what I mean? Just because of the appearance or how they come across or their energy or their aura, like it's easy to go, oh, well, yeah, of course that makes sense. It's almost someone was stereotyped here. Okay? Now, Aries, Taurus, you could feel like the Queen of Wands. That's fair too. Someone could have misread you or kind of made you out to be something that you weren't. Okay, but tell me more about this yin and yang. There we go. Six of Pentacles with the Lovers. Like I said, and you got the nine, come on now, and the Nine of Swords with the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck with the Four of Wands, Aries and Venus energy. This is what I mean. The perception or the misperception, whatever. I don't think that's a word, but that's okay. The story was Six of Pentacles with the Lovers. Oh, the Queen of Wands, they're giving her energy out. I bet they do this, and I bet it's like that, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now realizing with the Hangman, oh, wow, that was a lot of he say, she say, and not based on fact. And now what someone could be realizing is, oh boy, that was my person. That was the yin to my yang. Somebody definitely lied on this Queen of Wands about who they were connected with or who was giving to who, you know what I mean? Like whatever it was, who they were giving their time to, their energy to, somebody lied. Okay, tell me more about this Hangman and the Queen of Wands for yin and yang and Aries, Taurus. Now, look, if the cards keep stacking on top of one another, y'all, the Four of Swords. Someone now understands and has gained clarity that the Queen of Wands was actually, yes, for some of you, you're the Queen of Wands here. Where again, it was your passion, it was your fire, it was your aura, it was your magnetism that was mistaken or misinterpreted as promiscuity or, you know, stereotyped in some way. Someone now has the truth. Someone now has the truth. Because maybe with the Nine of Swords, what was kind of nagging someone in the back of their mind was like, they're hearing all this Five of Swords about the Queen of Wands, yet in the soul and in the spirit, it's peace. So it wasn't adding up, but maybe this person decided to go with what everyone else says, because it's like, well, why would everyone else say that if it wasn't true? Well, why do people say half the things that they say? You know what I mean? I think whoever this was, they put a little bit too much trust into other people's opinions about someone and didn't get to know them based off of what they felt. Like, I'm feeling the peace, but everyone's saying that it's chaos, so I don't know. It could have been a King of Cups. Okay, Aquarius, more Pisces. Okay, so Pisces is very strong and tethered, and that makes sense. Duh. Because Pisces is your 7th house here to your Aries energy. Okay. But Aquarius, Pisces here with the King of Cups. It could have been a King of Cups who misjudged this Queen of Wands. And now gaining the right vision, enlightenment with the Hangman around why they were feeling this kind of peace, these butterflies, this good vibe, but yet hearing all of these other things. It's like someone now gets it. What's the energy between yin and yang in the person? Talking about getting it now. Come on now. The High Priestess, Libra, Scorpio energy. Someone has now learned how to trust their own counsel, meaning what their spirit says is more on par than what everybody else is saying. Because a lot of the people who were in that Five of Swords doing a lot of this weren't even centered in themselves. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, consider the source. I don't think this person considered the source. I don't think they connected the dots. Because it's like, well, why would so-and-so lie? Or why would they like say that? Well, maybe they didn't want to see this King of Cups with the Queen of Wands. Maybe they wanted the Queen of Wands. And it was like, well, I'll be damned if aries-taurus gets the Queen of Wands and I don't. So yeah, I'm going to make up all this stuff and I'm going to say all these things to try to turn Aries-Taurus off of this Queen of Wands, or to try to turn someone off of you, Aries-Taurus. But the truth has come out with the High Priestess. I know that's for facts. So what's this pursuit? What's the appreciation? What did I say? Pursue your fire. Pursue the passion. It's a fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius has to be super strong in this person's chart. And the Eight of Pentacles. And that's what I mean. I'm taking this a couple of different ways. For some of you, this is just confirming the energy I felt when I saw the Nine of Pentacles. That this Queen of Wands was actually just minding their business. Building their little empire. Doing what they got to do to solidify themselves. Focusing in. Tunnel vision. They were not participating. They were not living whatever life was being talked about. That was not reality. Okay? They were either pursuing their passion, building something off of their inspiration. Okay? Other way to take this is, now that you're in this awareness, or whomever, because you might be cross-watching here for an Aries-Taurus energy. Hello, welcome cross-watchers. But now that you're in this awareness, it's the spark that reignites to work on pursuing, creating, manifesting, making this yin and yang relationship and connection happen. Because what I feel is like these butterflies have not gone away. Even if someone chose to ignore them, they're still there. And that could be what's, oh, did the butterflies grow into like a beast for someone? That could be it. Like, oh, these are just butterflies. Like, oh, maybe this is just a little crush. Like, you know, took it lightly. And then it actually snowballed and transformed, went through many different shifts into now a full-blown beast. And it's like, okay, wait, now I can't ignore this now. Okay? And like I said, Aries-Taurus, whomever you are in this energy with, okay, the fire, the Ace of Wands will chef's kiss, 10 out of 10 for you. Congratulations. That's beautiful. And like I said, the more you guys focus in on the fire that you share, the more it grows. The more solid you become in it. The more it amplifies. Okay, tell me more here. And there you go. So somebody literally maybe had a lot of concern and a little worry prior to this reading. And hopefully this is, yes, now flipping you into the Nine of Swords in reverse. So now you're not stressed. Now you're not overthinking it. You've clearly gotten confirmation that this is the effort that you need to put in, or whomever this is who you need to pursue. That the sparks were real. I just heard that so loud. Oh my gosh. The sparks were real. Where they were either perceived to be fake or just fleeting, or like something I'll get over eventually. No. No, it didn't happen like that. Tell me about the energy between the pursuit and butterflies. That's why you couldn't get over it. Or that's why I feel like there's a lot of cross watchers in here. Hello again. That's why it's the Six of Cups. It's soul recognition, soul contract, nostalgia. That Ace of Wands feels familiar. I've known you before. Might not be this lifetime. Might be another one. It was giddy, childlike. Six of Cups can also be like an inner child energy. It was your inner child and their inner child saying, hey, do you want to go play? And somebody was wanting to say yes, but chose either to say no or ignored the question altogether. I get that. Some of y'all, this person just ignored the question altogether. It's just like, I can't deal with this right now. I don't even want to think about it. But that's why. That's why the butterflies didn't fade. And there's the Nine of Pentacles. Again, it's because there's deep soul recognition here. It could be dealing with the Scorpio, because now you have two Scorpio energies. So what are these butterflies about here, Divine? Ooh. Now, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Knight of Pentacles. Someone felt it, but didn't act on it. Because they were trying to be practical. Now, that could have been you, Aries-Taurus, if you were feeling these butterflies and you were like, okay, no, every time I follow these little butterflies around, I get into some shit I can't get out of, or that just makes it 10 times worse, or just adds to the stress, to the drama. I don't want to do it. So no, I'm going to be the Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to wait. But in that waiting, or this could be someone towards you, but in that waiting energy, it's the Ten of Swords. It's getting so heavy, so painful to wait at this point. But you know what's beautiful about the Ten of Swords? It is a mental transformation, like I've always said. You can either go back to the Ace of Swords, start over, learn what you need to learn all through the cycle back up to the 10, or you can enter into the Court of Swords, the Court of Thought, and start with the Page. I just heard kicking myself. So someone is for sure kicking themselves that they did not trust their gut. They didn't trust their inner high priestess. They didn't trust what the divine was telling them about this Queen of Wands. They went with what everybody else said. And it's almost like I knew, but I didn't move like I knew. So this could just be an overall lesson for someone here to trust the fire, trust the Ace of Wands. It has the hand on the divine, the hand of the divine on it for a reason. It's your primal instincts. But you were holding it back. That's what I'm trying to say. Holding it back. Somebody was. Holding yourself back from your wish fulfillment. But I understand it though, because if the butterflies have always been misleading, then how can you trust it, right? So very fair and very valid. Yet, I do think the realization of what has happened, or whatever this is a little painful for someone here. Tell me more about this Knight of Pentacles, because the strength is very clear, but why the Knight of Pentacles with the butterflies? Page of Cups and the Five of Cups in reverse, yeah. Somebody definitely regrets not offering, not being vulnerable. There's the vulnerability. What I will say with the Five of Cups in reverse, for those of you that might feel like, and there's the Ten of Swords again, for those of you that might feel like this is over, like there's just no way the Queen of Wands will ever look my way, no way, I screwed it up. I don't think that's necessarily true. But that's where someone's at with it. Like really kicking themselves for seemingly messing this up. Because again, it's not, I don't think this is a situation where this person had no awareness, or they just, you know, they weren't enlightened at that point. Absolutely not. They were. The High Priestess is here. They knew. They just didn't trust themselves. They just chose not to trust what they felt. And I also feel like the Five of Cups being in reverse says this isn't going to lead to disappointment, because I think that's what made someone here hold back out of fear of being disappointed. And again, because of past pursuits hadn't been appreciated. Past pursuits were taken the wrong way, misunderstood. So to avoid feeling that somewhat rejection in a way. Someone decided, well, I'm not going to trust it this time, but boy, was that the wrong time. That was the wrong time to not trust the vibe and trust the feeling, but we all learn, right? We all learn. Let's look. Give me something specific here, Divine, for the Knight of Pentacles when it comes to this butterflies. Why the holding back or the non-action? Again, it came back out. All right. Spirit said, I gave you something specific, girl. All right. One more here. Thank you. Yeah. Eight of Wands. So, again, with this new awareness that someone clearly has gained, ooh, look at what's at the bottom of the deck. The King of Wands. I know that's right. Like I said, yin and yang. King and Queen of Wands is a yin and yang connection. Because it's two aspects of the same element. Two aspects of one whole. Two sides of the same coin. Not opposites, but cut from the same cloth. King of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Now someone's like aware. Whomever was holding back, no longer. Eight of Wands. Shifting out of that quickly. So I would even say that this Knight of Pentacles is quickly turning into a Knight of Wands. Okay? And there's the beast. That's what I mean. Held up, pent up for good reason. Okay? Some people like to believe this is the Empress. For the infinity, sometimes for me, it's more or less the High Priestess, like your higher self versus your lower nature. So think of even in the chakras. The lion would represent your root, your sacral, your solar. The point where they connect would be your heart chakra. And then the High Priestess and or Empress would be that throat, third eye crowned. Okay? But that's what I mean. Somebody was holding back. Holding back a lot, but no more. Now they're the King of Wands. And mind you, the proposal could be this Ace of Wands. Doesn't necessarily have to have a ring or be about an engagement, although it could be. But it could just be, do you want to go out with me? Do you want to go on a date? Like, can I take you somewhere? Can we get to know each other? It could just be as simple as that. That's taking this connection to the next level for some of y'all, okay? All right, we are going to go ahead and clarify this High Priestess and the Six of Cups. And then after, we will head over onto Patreon for the extended reading, where based on whatever's at the bottom of the deck, we will pull to get a little bit more deeper into the tarot, get a little bit more understanding about the outcome of this energy. Now that someone's clearly come out of their head and into their body, into their fire, and is now following their inner voice and their own counsel, we're going to see what the outcome of all of this will be. All right. Then we will pull some oracle messages from the Sacred Geometry of Relationships deck to learn a little bit more about this yin and yang dynamic between you and this person, Aries, Taurus. And then we'll use a new love oracle or kind of love note theme style deck like the one I created, but a new one called Underneath It All by Luna Sage Soul. Okay, it's been really, really beautiful to use in the extendeds I've done thus far. So if you're interested in that, follow me on Patreon. The link is in the description box below. All right. Yes. Hi, JP. Thanks for being here, love. Just checking in with y'all. All right, let's see what this High Priestess Six of Cups is all about. Now, look at here. Okay, so the Five of Cups, Page of Cups, Ten of Swords still wants to be around. Death, the Seven of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah. So there was clearly some misinformation spread here about this Queen of Wands. That someone's definitely kicking themselves for now, because it's like all the signs were there. I knew it, but I just let other people's opinions and thoughts stop me, weigh me down from actually offering the cup that I needed to or was meant to. Okay, but what's this little chunk over here? We've got the Knight of Cups. There's the Page of Swords. Oh, the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So for those of you where you are in that 10 of Swords energy, again, some of you I do feel are cross watchers here. I do see you stepping into the Page of Swords here. So choosing to master the thought, choosing to not start back over, enter the court, and again, ultimately offer this cup, but in a more, clearly a more mature way. It's not the Page of Cups, it's the Knight of Cups, right? And again, I feel like I have to reiterate that for those of you where you might be thinking the situation is over and done with, there's no way I can come back from that, I wouldn't count yourself out or count this out of your story too soon with the Wheel of Fortune, because you do have the Lovers. And this person, whoever the Queen of Wands is single. Okay? If that's even the question. Like, I'm sure they have somebody. No, they're definitely single. Because I think they're also waiting on their yin or yang. Lovers with the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? So tell me about the High Priestess and the Six of Cups here, Divine. What's going on with this High Priestess? Y'all, listen. All right, that's what, the 4th time the cards have come out, and y'all hear me shuffling. There it is. It's the Page of Cups and the 5 of Cups. Clearly somebody has a lot of Scorpio here, or a very strong Scorpio placement for some of you guys. These are both Scorpio energies. Yeah, okay, so here's what I'll say. Whoever this is, once they decide, or kind of, yeah, once they decide to trust their own counsel, I don't even want to say forgiveness, and maybe that's what it is. This person might even come in, Aries, Taurus, let's say you're the Queen of Wands here. They might come in wanting to offer the Page of Cups, which can be like an apology, like a sincere, heartfelt message of, this is what it was, this is what I thought, and I'm sorry, like I knew better, or whatever the case might be. Because I think to some degree, they either sense that, okay, how could I say it? It's like this 5 of Cups is coming off as like failure. Like they failed to recognize their own spirit in a way. Or they just, after being let down, that could be even it. Somebody was just so focused on what had gone wrong, or all the pursuit opportunities or relationships they had that gone wrong, that they didn't even recognize that a 2 of Cups was right behind them. And not just any 2 of Cups, a 2 of Cups that turns into the Lovers, a 2 of Cups that's a match, the Queen and King of Wands. A 2 of Cups that would remedy almost all that they had been let down by, disappointed by. Wouldn't even matter. 8 of Wands, like it would have shifted the whole perspective, shifted the whole mood to where the 3 of Cups spilling over wouldn't even affect them anymore. So I do feel someone, yeah, look at that. You got the 6 of Swords. I do feel like someone is moving into a clearer mindset around what this yin and yang is all about, why this connection is, like all the things that have happened. And maybe it's just been a lot to process. But somebody's definitely making the decision to embrace their fire and like use it wisely and not hold shame around it, not disregard it, like be empowered by it. And again, you know, people can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen type of vibe, right? Like whoever is resonating with this, you will for sure come into contact with someone who is cut from the same cloth as you. So there isn't this gap of understanding. Okay. All right. So we'll look beyond this 6 of Swords. Okay. That also tells me, because proposal is at the bottom, that this next level is coming up. This definitely for a lot of y'all hasn't necessarily happened just yet, but we'll look a little deeper into that over on Patreon. And we'll look into the other oracles. But Aries, Taurus, this has been your Timeless Love Tarot reading here at Cusp of Roses. And I thank you guys so, so much for tuning in. for all your love and support. I appreciate you all so much. Y'all show my videos so much love, Aries Taurus, and I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for allowing me to read for you in this moment. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honor, Aries Taurus, and I hope you found this message helpful and insightful, and maybe filled with some confirmation around what you were already sensing about a particular situation, relationship, connection. Let me know if you feel comfortable, what resonated with you from this reading in the comments down below. I'd love to talk to you guys down there. Say hi. And even if you're new here, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the tribe, y'all. Thank you so, so much for joining me. I'm happy you found my channel. All right. And I will catch you, Aries Taurus, in our next one. Thank you again, Queen Tiki. Thank you, Herb Angel. Thank you, JP. Thank you, Carly. Thank you, Passion Dawn. Everybody else who tuned in here live, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. And I'll see y'all soon. Namaste.